If there's anything better than one of those big homemade soft pretzels, it's the little Pretzel Bites, because you don't even have to twist the pretzel. I'm gonna show you how to make them at home in your own kitchen, and it could not be easier. Like this. Like this. Dang it. Like this. What is up, you guys? It's Karli here, and you are officially cooking with Karli. We are going to start out with warm water. We want the water to be 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, here I have my water. I'm just going to test to see. So we're at about 101. So that's fine. That is warm enough to get the yeast kicking and alive. So what we're going to do with our water, we're measuring it out separately because we're going to proof the yeast, which just basically means to make sure it's alive and kicking before we mix in all of the flour, because there's nothing worse than mixing it all together and then the dough never rises. So we have 1 cup of water here, and the recipe calls for 1 packet of yeast. I actually buy mine in bulk, and if you do the same, 1 packet is the same as 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. So that's what I have here. The yeast needs something to eat for it to grow and to activate. So we've got a tablespoon of sugar here, and I'm just going to quickly give this a stir, and we're going to wait about 5 minutes, and we will see this yeast come alive. Here is a sped up version of what your yeast will be doing in your bowl. Okay, we've sat here for about 5-10 minutes, and you can see that there's this nice foamy layer on top, and that means it's working well and your dough will rise. So we are going to use the dough hook for this recipe. If you have a different stand mixer, just use your dough hook. And if you don't have a stand mixer, you can definitely still make this recipe. You will just want to probably skip the gym for the next couple of days because it will be a workout. First, in goes the yeast and water mixture. We have a tablespoon of melted butter, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. You do not need any fancy flour for this. This just goes right in to the mixing bowl. Salt. This is a teaspoon of salt. We're going to just turn our mixer on until this dough comes together, and the dough is a dream to work with. It shouldn't stick to the sides of the bowl, but it should still be very soft and malleable. Here's the texture of the dough. You can see that it doesn't stick to my hands at all, and it cleaned the inside of the bowl as my stand mixer was kneading it. This is what your texture should look like. Now we're going to let the dough rest and rise. You can do this by just leaving it inside of your bowl and covering it with plastic wrap or a towel or something and letting it rise until it is double in size. But I'm going to utilize my trusty Instant Pot, and we are going to double this thing in 15 minutes flat. I'm going to use my Instant Pot to proof this dough really fast. If you have an Instant Pot that has a yogurt setting, you can do this too. So first thing we want to do is spray the inside of the pot with some cooking spray, or you can coat it with a little bit of oil just so that the dough doesn't stick. So I'm just going to put this in here and move it around so the whole thing is coated with this cooking spray. Now what we're going to do is press the yogurt button. So we're going to press yogurt, and we want it here in normal. Don't put it on to more, or else you're going to cook the dough, and less won't proof it quite as fast. So make sure it's yogurt, normal. It should say 8 here, and then after it beeps, it'll turn to 0 and actually count up for us. We're now going to cover this. I happen to have a fancy lid that fits. You don't have to have a fancy one. In fact, go shopping in your own cupboards before you buy a fancy one, because you probably have a lid for an existing pot and pan set that will fit. We are going to let this dough rise for 15 minutes. While this dough is proofing, would you please take the time to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell, and comment down below to tell me your absolute favorite kind of bread. As you can see, it is counted up to 15 minutes, so our dough has proofed beautifully. Come take a look at this. It's about double in size. It is amazing what the Instant Pot can do. I'm going to pull this dough out. I'm going to flatten it and let it rest for just a second while I prepare our baking soda bath. I'm going to use my Instant Pot for the baking soda bath just because it has a saute button and it can boil water just as easily as my stovetop. If you don't have an Instant Pot though, you can do this on the stove. I filled up my liner here with about 4 cups of water, and I have about 3 tablespoons to 1/4 cup of baking soda, and I am just putting it in there. You'll have to press cancel first and then hit saute, and I'm going to press my adjust button until it gets to more right there. I'm going to put my lid on and just let that boil. We're going to get our pretzel bites cut into shape. So what I've done here is I've cut our dough into 8 equal pieces. We're going to just toss these aside and roll the dough into a long rope before we cut it. And if you notice, no extra flour is even needed for this dough. It is a dream to just roll out. Roll out into a long rope and then just cut either with a knife or just a little cutter like this, about 1-inch pieces. Repeat that with all of your dough until they've all been cut. Perfect timing. They're all cut. The water is boiling now. Make sure you use either parchment paper or a silicone baking mat to bake these, or else they will stick to your pan. The easiest way to give these a quick dunk in here is with a slotted spoon. You don't want these little bites in the baking soda water for more than about 5 or 10 seconds, or they'll turn out a little bit bitter. So I'm going to toss in a handful of them, give them a quick dunk, pull them out, and put them onto the pan. Since we're done with this boiling water, I'm just going to press cancel here and let this water settle down. Now for these pretzel bites, to finish them off before they go in the oven, we're going to brush it with a little bit of egg white and sprinkle some salt on there. These pretzel bites just came out of the oven, and you guys, they smell so good. I cannot wait to just start popping them in my mouth like this. These pretzel bites are absolutely delicious. Dip them in some mustard, a nice cheese sauce, whatever you usually eat your soft pretzels with will be delicious with these.